How's it going? Welcome back, of course, to the Time Bomb channel, and I hope all is good in your part of the world. Watch review of the Sinn 556 IRS. Super stoked to get one of these in for review, as they are much discussed and applauded. So massive thanks to the guys at First Class Watches here in the UK for the lend of this one. Do let them know that you've come from the Time Bomb channel if you want to talk to them about this watch or any other watch in their stock, and they'll do their best to help you on price matching. Yeah, impressive little piece, this one. I think you're gonna like it, guys. Let me just zoom in a fraction. So essentially, the 556 series and its other cousin are the sort of the entry level or entry point to the brand. I know that for some people, the retail price of around £1,400 makes them, that's not an entry level watch for many people, myself included. But it is kind of the cheapest way to get one of their watches, and I think it does really transmit the brand's history of producing dials and chronographs for aircraft. You don't need me to tell you that those hands look like they've come straight out of a cockpit. So let's just zoom in a fraction more. So key speckage then on the 556 or the 556 RIS is that they are 38.5 mils across, and of that the dial aperture is 32 mils, so nice big clear dial. It is 11 mils deep, and then just 46 mils north to south. So actually it's really quite a small wrist print. Let me just chuck it on wrist for you now. And there you have the watch on my wrist. My wrist is 7¼ inch for reference. Obviously unsigned bracelet, as this one's out of the shop, but it hugs the wrist perfectly well, and sits very flush and comfortable indeed. It's quite an annoying watch to have sat on your desk all day, as it really is one of those that just makes, says, look at me, I'm here. It's got something quite magnetic about its simple clean dial. Let's just come in a fraction more. What's going on with the camera? There we go. Sorry, dust. So the date window then, obviously you don't need me to tell you, is quite, so there's so much reflection. The date window then is quite petite, and as you can see then the digits then are snuggled in, but because it's a contrast, they do sort of stand out a little bit. Very clear and easy to read. You're not having any difficulties at all with that. The dial surface is a deep black, yet it also shines. A little bit like the well-polished paintwork on a Triumph rocket, and as a result, in certain lights, what you get is the very pleasing reflection of the shadow of the seconds hand as it tricks past, and that's a little effect that you lose a lot on matte dials, and so it's been quite interesting to notice that and follow it as it moves off around. The red seconds hand as well, I think, pops super nicely as it sits there next to the other two. It doesn't dominate, and I like that as well, because I think glancing at the watch very quickly, the red doesn't overpower the white of the hands of the hour and minute hands again. So it complements them very nicely. I'm still in two minds about the paint on the hands. Whether they shouldn't have been painted all white, or whether sort of like the half white there is actually better for them. Anyway, thoughts down below, gents. This is I'm still in two minds. I mean, I kind of like them, it's super clear, don't have an issue with them, but at the same time I'm wondering what it would have looked like had they been all white. If ever there was a case, I think, to leave automatic off the dial, I think this is it. I think it's almost too big. The font is too big for the dial, especially in comparison to the size of the font of the Sinn, the branding. I just don't think they need it there at all. Keep it clear, keep it simple. But again, those are just my thoughts. The loom is okay, it's decent. I think it pops quickly and easily. But it almost seems to me as if the hands could have had another even coating, just to smooth out the loom there a little bit. But yes, I know I'm high loom maintenance, so some may just look at that and go, "It's absolutely perfect. What the hell are you banging on about?" As I say, for me, I just prefer it, a little bit cleaner. The crown guards are brilliant. They hold that big chunky crown in there brilliantly, and again, the shaping of them is fantastic. The crown, as I say, obviously then signed, pointy, super grippable, big and bold, and yeah, absolutely no issues at all there. And then as you pop it out, sorry, that's the quick set date. Can't see what I'm doing through the camera. Again, nice, even, smooth relationship there between the hands and the crown, and it re-engages very nicely indeed. It's quite, again, there's some good resistance there, as you would expect and want. Again, giving that reassurance. It's nicely re-engaged. The case body and the steel on the case body, I mean, it's kind of like an engineering masterclass. The finishing on the steel is just absolutely superb. It's possibly some of the best finishing on steel that I've seen in quite a long time. I mean, it is entirely faultless. As I say, really very, very, very impressed indeed with the steel on this. It feels beautiful, lovely and tactile. And as I say, I mean, the quality of it and the quality of the work on it, again, I think is exemplary. You do have a porthole around the case back there. The movement's quite pretty. Personally, I would have preferred a solid case back with a nice aircraft engraving or something like that on there. But again, I'm trying to temper my approach to portholes on case backs and suggesting that they're good to get people interested in the movement inside their watch. The bracelet is decent. It's quite slinky. If I was choosing one of these, I'd go with the H-Link because I just think it suits the dressed down style of the watch better. They come on a whole heap of strap options, leathers and rubbers, etc. So you're going to really, do well to pick your choice. You're going to have lots of choice to pick from. And I mean, yeah, I'd go with something like, if you weren't putting it on steel, a rubber ducky or a sailcloth or something like that, or even a very subtle quality leather, I think going to look really very good on this. I think, in conclusion, it's a little bit hard to say that it is a good-looking watch. And again, it's not because it's not supposed to be. If you think of the Explorer 1, it's understated and potentially boring. And this one is an example of low anxiety design at its best. It's kind of like the Zen Garden simplicity. I actually really wanted to buy one of these until I got it on wrist. As I say, for me, it feels and looks too small to my eyes. I wish they did a slightly bigger version of this one. I think they did. It was the 836, 856, but that was a little bit more spendy, hence the one reason for wanting to look at this one. But super clear, super legible, super quality, super Zinn, very nice indeed. I'm sure this one's going to bring a lot of comments, so very much looking forward to hearing your thoughts and views on this one, ladles and jelly spoons. Massive thanks again to the lovely people over at First Class Watches for the loan of this one, and thank you to you guys as always for your time and your view, and we'll catch you all in the next watch vid. Cheers now.